Okay, you got your pencil sharpened. You're going to start drawing Electivire. Please pardon the wobbly table. The camera's not set up very stable. Okay. Looks like it has a round body in the middle, so we're going to start by lightly drawing a circle. Remember, you draw with your whole arm, not just your wrist. And it's okay if you mess up. You got the basic shape down. We're going to have one in a pose with his arms up. So we're going to go with the arms up. We don't have to block the middle, so we're just going to go ahead and darken the middle. And my pencil just bumped the camera. Try and get that straight on there again. Alright. Okay, up here, looks like his head overlaps his shoulders, which in turn overlaps his arms, so we're going to draw his head first. And I'm having to watch the feedback on the camera while I'm doing this because the camera is distorting what I'm seeing here on the paper. I'll go ahead and draw his mouth. His head is kind of shaped a bit like one of those old army helmets. He's got these ridges that go out, and they look the same on the other side. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Okay, one of the things I need to invest in is a more stable camera stand. I'm going to lightly draw the shape of his head, because there are things that are going to be sticking out of it. Namely these two little giraffe-like things. Remember that you can always clean up your drawings when you get done. Okay, now we can darken this line here, as well as these here. Now he has a bit of a lip here. Look like a caveman. Those cavemen you see in the Geico commercials if you live anywhere where you get Geico commercials. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Okay, he has a nose right in the middle. We're going to outline this nose because it's actually bordered by these two lines that go out. And he has a circle right there, so we're going to draw that circle. And at this point, when you're doing detail, you can use the wrist. Alright, little half circle eyes are hooded by this little forehead here. Okay, and they have a little bit of a twinkle to them. So we got that. So we got that caveman thing going on. Alright, looking at the picture, he has these big hairy shoulders, so we're going to have him with his arms out. This picture actually looks funnier on paper than it does through the camera, minus the jiggling up and down of the flimsy plastic camera holder. Let's see. Oh, we forgot his nose. Just two little dots. Okay, we're going to go ahead and plot out where I want his arms to go. So I'm going to have ball and socket joint. I'm going to have a clenched fist up here. Ball and socket joint. I'm going to have this foreshortened coming out. He has 5 fingers. So we're going to go ahead and plot out the fist on that arm. And he always seems to walk like he's got some kind of problem, so we're gonna give him a sort of a dynamic looking pose. It's a flat foot with looks like just 3 toes on his foot, so plot those out. That one's gonna be facing forward, and this one's gonna be facing more to the side. And he has 2 tails, but we're going to plot those out later once we see how the rest of the picture turns out. Okay, he has these big old arms, but they start out at these tiny little things like this. I forgot to mention, I drew the shoulders a little bit too short. So we're gonna need to hide these little lines that come down. I have to stop for a moment. This camera's really getting to me. I'm sure it's getting to you. How to draw an Electivire while it's jumping up and down. I'm sure Tracy Sketches had to do that at some point. But we're gonna get back on with the light here and go ahead and draw this line that goes from the chin all the way down to the crotch. Make it a little bit rounded looking to show off the fact that its body is a sphere. And these little lightning marks that appear to just come out right here, go back in, go back a little bit, and then just jig-jag. So we're gonna darken that and do the same over here. And that actually looks kind of messed up because this is supposed to match this right here. He's sort of twisted funny. Alright, we got his elbows down here. And legs start out small at the joint, then they get wide at the knee, then they get even wider at the foot, and then they flare out like sort of like Blaziken's bell-bottom legs. And then there's a foot. I'll go ahead and just draw the shape of the foot very lightly, and then you draw over that with the toes. He doesn't have very pointed claws on his toes. Let's look at the legs. The leg has a band right here below the knee, and another one that comes only about halfway, where it ends in a little fuzz there. Okay, that one's in the front, so we'll have a little thing showing that it's pushing part of the body behind it. In the meantime, this one is in the back. He's got one leg in front and one leg in back. He's got one arm. Let's see. Looks like they're both actually in back because of the way I drew it. And the fact that the shoulder hides the ball and socket joint there. Okay, we're going to work on this arm. Let's see. Not hard to tell. It does look like that. It has sort of a barrel shape. Really big, round arm at the end. We're going to lightly draw that shape. Okay. We're also going to make this one stick out in front of the shoulder there. So later on we're going to erase this little bit right here. We should make it come out a little bit more before we do that. Look at the shape of the arms again. Okay. Since this one's turned toward the more toward the front, we're going to turn the fist toward the back. Little basic fist shape. It's like he's like, "You dirty rat." Also forgot to mention that at the elbow, he has these two little furry spikes here. Try not to make them curve. This guy's an electric Pokemon, and all hair tends to stand on end around electricity. Okay, we're going to look at our own fist. Okay, that's basically what it would probably look like if he had his fist turned in the other direction, considering that his entire finger is black. It comes straight out of the hand like that. I'm going to do the detail on his arms. It appears to just be a black band that goes all around the base of the wrist, so just about right. It's a little bit closer to the hand than the arm, so we're actually doing this wrong. We're going to pull this line up here and then have this line going down there. Okay. See, that arm's in the front. This arm's... We could put it in the front or we could put it in the back. Since it's facing toward the front, we're going to go ahead and pull it toward the front. This is going to be a little bit funny pose. Basic arm shape. This one's going to be foreshortened, so it's going to be very big in front. And we're going to go ahead and let's see, they just tend to stick out pointed sort of away at a 90-degree angle from this part here. Now we're going to go ahead and draw our digits here. Let's have them bending out a little bit. They appear to be flat on the end, so we're going to give that illusion there. Middle finger is a little bit longer than the index finger. Again, I apologize for the bouncing camera here. I'm going to make this turn in a little bit, and then finally the pinky finger turns in the most. So it's sort of a not very inspired pose, but it's sort of like I'm thinking about grabbing you. First, I actually might punch you. Boing, boing, boing. I hate that. I promise I'm going to get a better camera stand next time. And we're going to do this spin here, and I went ahead and overshot it again. That could use some work right there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the other leg, which is sort of turned toward the side. Our flares out, and we have the bell bottom look there. We're going to go ahead and do the bands. This one is the opposite of that one, so it's going to turn like that. Okay, boing, boing, boing. Just remember where this one is seated on the floor, the back one is going to have to be in the background. Rounded, not pointed. He does a lot more zapping than he does kicking. Although, I'm not sure, he might learn some kicks. I'm not really an expert on what this critter does yet. Okay, the tails probably come from around here. So we're going to do some dynamic tails. They're really long. So, let's see. I'm going to pull this one out here and do a really neat one with that one there. Now, a tail is basically a long black cord, like a long black electrical cord with an exposed wires on the end. I'm actually drawing this a little bit thicker than I think I should. It's also hard to draw because I'm watching the camera, because the camera's distorting what I'm doing on the page. Little rounded tip. Yeah, let's see. Remember, there is a cleanup stage following this. Okay. And there's an electivire. Go ahead and add a little bit of a shadow. Just to give it the sense of I don't know what sense. Alright, and now for the cleanup. Alright, we've got ourselves a small eraser. This is going to involve a lot of shaking of the table and bapping of the webcam, so please be patient. We've already got our drawing down, so we just need to go in and remove all the light drawings. Of course, most of these aren't being picked up by the webcam. As well as these over here that we don't need. We're going to go ahead and darken that. As well as these. Oh, sorry, the cable is black, not the tips. This is black, or gray. Noodle fingers. I'm going to clean up this here. And we're definitely going to have to clean this up. That black feet. And finally, black cables. I forgot the strike right down the. Stop jiggling, and there you go. It is Electivire.
Pokemon, get たとえ火の中、水の中、草の中、森の中、土の中、雲の中のこのスタートの中、なか大変だけど必ずゲットだぜ、ポケモンゲットだぜ。